Carter.
Yeah.
All right, Anna. Wait.
This is a copywritten song, but it's copywritten by me, YouTube. So don't take it down.
Yeah.
You got a letter from a vegan.
Yeah.
That's this
I got
segment.
a vegan letter.
Want me to read it to you?
All right. So here, all right, let me set it up a little bit.
Okay.
So Debbie Tortorigi. Yes, our names are very similar. We could be related. We have no idea.
Definitely. You're definitely related.
In Louisiana. And so at any rate, Debbie is the Debbie that works behind the scenes. You know, I tell everyone, you complain about Debbie, you're the next one that's going to be fired. Debbie.
Absolutely.
Never wrong. And when Debbie's wrong, she's still right. So
I'm going to say something. Debbie's never wrong.
Yeah, I'm afraid of Debbie.
No, I'm not saying that because I'm afraid of her. I'm saying that because I have yet to see an instance where Debbie is wrong. And it's been 11 years.
Yeah. No, she's been.
Has Vinnie ever been wrong? Yes. Has Anna ever been wrong? Absolutely.
5 times today. Yeah.
Has Debbie ever been wrong? I haven't seen it.
So at any rate, Debbie, she sees all. You know, she's one of the people that sees my mail. You know, the mail that comes in. Megan is another one. There are levels of people who see my mail, and when something needs to be seen by me, they get it to me. Sometimes it's like, hey, can you come do a talk and blah, blah, blah. You know, they make sure that I see that stuff.
Right.
And sometimes when it's a letter from who, Anna?
Chris?
No.
A vegan!
Yeah.
His name's Chris.
I need to record that. I need to turn that into one of these. I need that to be this.
You got a letter from a vegan.
Hang on. I need to do one of these.
Oh, yeah. Coddy Cod.
It's the billionaire Don Connington's Friday 5 o'clock blast off. Have a good weekend.
More cowbell.
Yeah, I need to turn letter from a vegan. Anna,
Yeah.
can you?
I can have Skeeter do it.
Yeah, I want your voice though.
Yeah.
And
it's an amazing voice, singing a gorgeous song.
All right, so we can have Skeeter doing something like, and now letter from a vegan.
Letter from a vegan.
Yeah,
and it's
Anna
like,
comes in.
and then maybe some lasers or something.
Yeah.
Because you have a lot of cowbell in that one. We need lasers and like.
No, you know what?
explosions.
No, I say go with the cowbell. Keep the cowbell going.
Is that ironic because of cows? Because of cow farts?
Yeah. I want the cowbell.
How about a big cow fart?
Wait. Look. I'm not going to give you and Skeeter any direction, but
Skeeter does this for a living. Let him figure out what it needs to have.
Yeah, I need a stinger for letters for a vegan. All right.
Okay.
So Chris wrote to me, and Debbie, when Debbie sent it to me, she simply wrote in her note, LOL.
Right.
And when Debbie finds something funny, usually I'm going to find it funny.
Yeah.
So go ahead and read it from the top. Don't give Chris, if Chris's last name is on there, don't give
I
it.
won't.
Okay.
He might listen to this show.
I doubt it. Because it sounds like he just kind of halfway found me on Amazon somewhere.
Sometimes that green Beyond Impossible poster is eye-catching. It comes up every time I open my Apple TV app. It's always there.
Yeah. Apparently it is, because I'm getting rich from it. Go on, Anna.
Oh, I can't wait to spend your money. Okay, here we go. Hello. I watched the Beyond Impossible documentary the other day. It was just part of my rotation. I didn't really choose it. It can be done. I'm 47 in September, and I've been developing my plant-based diet for over 20 years now. I do it on a very small budget, and I don't use any supplements. I have some fortified foods. I'm about to compile a list of all the fruits and vegetables that have B12 because I'm getting tired of you meat addicts. I just found that pumpkin seeds are one thing.
Stop.
Are you sure you want to stop?
I want to stop right there.
I had a good flow. I feel like I was really interpreting Chris's voice.
Okay, you did.
Thank you.
I want you to go right now. I want you to look up B12 pumpkin seeds. Now,
okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess that pumpkin seeds, along with every other seed that is known to man, is going to probably come up with 0.0.
It does
amount
say
of
0.
B12.
It does say 0.
Oh, it does.
Mhm.
But somehow Chris is getting B12.
What's the name of B12? Like, is it thiamine, riboflavin, niacin?
It's cobalamin. So it's
Oh,
either cyanocobalamin. It's got to be hooked to a different molecule. So it's either cyanocobalamin or methylcobalamin.
so you want methyl, right? Because it's the active form.
Well, no, they're both. You have to.
They're both okay.
You have to, like, if you. I'm getting into the weeds.
I
But
don't care.
when you make a supplement, when you make
Mhm.
a B12 supplement, you have to hook it to a molecule, right? So you take the B12 and you can either hook it to several things, but generally in the market, they hook it to either cyanide, the stuff that can kill you, that's
Oh,
cyanocobalamin, or methylcobalamin. That's what we hook it to a methane molecule. And that's the better way to do it.
okay.
But cobalamin is B12. So I'm going to go ahead and guess that most seeds, or every seed in the world, is going to have 0.0 amount of cobalamin. Now, am
May
I
I
wrong?
ask?
I mean,
May I ask? Is
does
that because
pumpkin seed have?
last Monday's show you talked about that you couldn't get enough from plant-based.
I said I couldn't get enough from meat.
No. You couldn't get enough B12 from plant-based sources, is what you said. That you have to supplement.
Yeah, the only and I remember Gregor did this a few years ago. I can't find it anywhere on the site anymore because it was even too stupid for him to keep up. But he said that the way vegans get B12, and folks, I am not making this up. Sometimes B12 is found in dirt, right? It's the only other place that you might find it besides muscle meat. And he said, if you eat a dirty carrot or something, you'll get your B12. And that was even too dumb for him to keep doing. So I think he went away from that.
But when you say that, it reminds me of when I was pregnant and you read in all the pregnancy books, you might want to eat dirt because you'll be so malnourished. You'll develop what's known as pica when you want to eat dirt to get nutrients from the dirt. So to me, when you say that Gregor, whatever his name is, said that, to me, it smacks of nutritional deficiency that makes you want to eat dirt.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But okay, if you want to eat,
that's what it makes me think of.
Folks, I am not condoning dirt eating. But if you want to,
you could get some microbes that way. Maybe the good ones, maybe the bad ones. We don't know.
You never know what you're going to get.
Maybe some fiber, maybe some protein from
what?
bugs. If you eat dirt, you're going to eat microbes.
Anna,
are you allowed to eat microbes?
Anna, PureDirt.com.
PureDirt.com.
I'm going to put Pure Dirt.
Get all the B12 you need
from Pure,
in addition to some dog shit.
You know what, Anna?
PureDirt.com.
Anna, I just found my $1 billion product. I'm going to put dirt in a capsule.
Hey, Mark Cuban, you listening? You're a vegan. Invest.
Ooh, I don't need Mark Cuban. I don't want to give him 20%.
All right. Well, suit yourself.
PureDirt.com.
PureDirt.com. Okay, ready?
Pure Dirt. Okay. So, Anna.
Eat it by the handfuls.
Wait, hang on.
Yeah.
You looked up pumpkin seeds. Now, this guy
it says, I can't find anything anywhere that has in pumpkin seeds. And in fact, then I clicked on another article that said the top 20 sources of B12, and they were all animal products ranging from like liver all the way down to mussels and oysters. So
Anna, somehow Chris, no one else in the world, but Chris is getting B12 from what? Go back and read that sentence again. Do it in Chris's voice or whatever you had as Chris's voice.
I'm about to compile a list of all the fruits and vegetables that have B12 because I'm getting tired of you meat addicts. I just found that pumpkin seeds are one thing.
Okay. Yeah, we went to the Google machine. I knew this from, I never had to Google it because I don't have to sit around and Google shit. This is in my, I learned this at some point. There's no B12 in pumpkin seeds. Thank you, Anna. Moving on. What else did Chris have to say?
Hold on. I'm just looking to see. I'm looking at the nutritional facts. 0.00 micrograms. Okay. I left off at, I just found that pumpkin seeds are one thing. I
Okay.
stopped calling myself vegan about 5 years ago because I don't like those malnourished, mean people. Okay.
Okay, so I'm with him there. He was trying to rebrand himself because he realized that when you call yourself a vegan, people have a certain. It's kind of like when someone says, "I belong to the NRA." You have a certain. You automatically think, "Oh, wait, right wing NRA." People have things that they. When you say something, when you say vegan,
It immediately polarizes people.
right? Yeah, people just yeah.
Well, that's why I think most people now, honestly, who are reasonable, who want to eat that way, call themselves plant-based because they also know that they don't sustain a fully vegan diet. They don't even say vegetarian very often. They'll just say plant-based.
No, they just went, they have to rebrand it for people who were tired of. So I get it, Chris. You don't want to be considered a kook, but you're a guy that's getting ready to tell us about all the B12 and fruits and vegetables and seeds, including pumpkin seeds, but you're not a kook. Go on.
I have a higher level of health than people 10 or 20 years younger than me. I didn't realize you were a trainer in the film, but we can settle this with a test of endurance if you like.
Okay. Now,
up to you, Vinny. The offer's there.
Two things come to mind. One, Seinfeld, the feats of strength in Festivus.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Feats of strength. So does he want to do feats of strength? Or it reminds
he said
me,
endurance. He doesn't know you're an endurance guy.
He does not want to go there. Fucking, I'm just going to say it. Rich Roll is a good friend of mine. One of the best endurance vegans I know. Probably one of the few vegan endurance guys that could beat him would be Scott Jurek. Why don't you go talk to Rich Roll about what it's like riding a bicycle with me there, Chris? Give him a call. He won't lie to you. By the way, Chris, I'm in his book. He said that I'm the guy that taught him to go long. So if you want to talk about my endurance up against probably one of the noted strong vegans in the world, give him a call. And if you still want to have that endurance contest, just tell me when and where, pal. When and where. And you're not going to fucking like the results. It ain't going to be pretty. Anna.
Yeah.
It also reminds me of when that fruitarian was on that started challenging me to
a foot race, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. Feats of strength.
Which to me, a foot race would be a sprint, correct? That's probably not an endurance challenge.
Well, no, he was actually, that guy was a pretty good endurance athlete too.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
He did really, really well in the Western States 100.
That's right.
Before they started arresting him for being, a fraud and a hoax and everything else. But go.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I think Chris's note takes a more positive turn here.
Okay, let's go with it.
So he continues on into a new paragraph. I found some great info in the film. It seems like you were more narrator, but I have to confront that, quote, vegans can't be tough. I don't like those fake meats that are displayed in the meat sections, but I will buy them if they're on discount because Paul McCartney endorses the Beyond Meat. I'm sorry. That's really funny. That's my favorite sentence I've read in a long time. Hold on. Read that again. By the way, I too love Paul McCartney. I love him so much, and I'm still not buying Beyond Meat. But I'm glad that it turned the corner for Chris.
So wait, so the guy, I get it. He's mentioned now twice that he's frugal.
Maybe he's doing a joke.
He can't. No, he's not joking because no one.
But that was funny though.
But he started the thing by letting me know that he's frugal. What did he say?
Yes, he did say he's doing it on a small budget.
Doing it on a budget.
Yeah,
So
and he'll get the Beyond Meat if it's on special.
Yeah, so
because Paul McCartney.
But he'll only buy it not because it's like, hey, I'm telling you, Vin, I understand this is bad for you, but it's.
Is that what he's saying? Okay.
You read the sentence. Read it again.
I don't know. It's just it's a very fun sentence.
It's a convoluted sentence, but
it is very fun and very juicy in the sense that, like, yeah, that's all true and nice what you said, but Paul McCartney,
one of the richest rock stars on the planet,
one of the most beloved, richest, famous people ever known in the English speaking world, and probably also non-English speaking world.
Look, when his bandmate said that we're more popular than Jesus, he wasn't wrong.
He wasn't wrong.
The Beatles were more popular than Jesus.
Absolutely.
And who was the lead singer of that? Well, Paul McCartney was. So he was Jesus's Jesus. So, all right. So, all right.
By the way, one of the favorite games in my household, because I live with two Beatles super fans, is to ask me, they'll play a Beatles song and say, is it John or Paul singing? And I never guess it correctly. And then they shame me mercilessly. Yeah. So anyway, okay. It seems like you were more narrator, but I have to confront that vegans can't be tough. I don't like those fake meats that are displayed in the meat sections, but I will buy them if they're on discount because Paul McCartney endorses the Beyond Meat.
Is that all one sentence?
I don't like those fake meats through Paul McCartney endorses the Beyond Meat. Yes.
But it's a non sequitur. It's like, I don't, something about.
Listen, he loves Paul McCartney. I don't blame him.
But how do you go from vegans not being tough to, it almost seemed like a run-on sentence.
Maybe, but maybe he's doing text to speech, which by the way is my new favorite pet peeve of people doing text to speech. It doesn't work.
Do this for me.
Yeah.
Read those two sentences again. Put the period, say period.
Okay, I'll say period. Here, I'm going to read the entire second paragraph because there's
full stop.
Full stop.
Okay.
I'm going to read the entire second paragraph again.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm confused as to where the punctuation might be.
This is
Marie would send me to my bedroom if I wrote like that.
This is wonderful prose. Let's give it its due.
Yeah.
I found some great info in the film, period. It seems like you were more narrator, comma, but I have to confront that, quote, vegans, end quote, can't, apostrophe after the T, be tough. Period. I don't like those fake meats that are displayed in the meat sections, comma, but I will buy them if they're on discount because Paul McCartney endorses the Beyond Meat, period. You got me with that harvesting, comma, and the dead frogs and stuff. Have fun, comma, Chris.
I kind of want to get him on the show.
I listen, people write their thoughts all the time. I'm actually surprised you wanted to read this particular one on the air, except for maybe to correct people about the B12 is not found in pumpkin seeds.
I'm happy that vegans are finding my movie on Amazon and watching it.
Oh, they're finding it. They're the ones giving you the 1-star reviews.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But I'm not, listen, who knows? We don't know who this guy is.
All right,
maybe
Debbie,
he's mentally incapacitated.
Debbie,
I don't know.
When you listen to this, please.
The Paul McCartney thing is my favorite though.
Please find Chris and ask him if he would like to come on the show and explain more about his vegan lifestyle on a budget. I got a feeling we're going to have another fruitarian type guy on, but I would like.
Do I have to be on that show too?
Oh, it's a Monday show, Anna.
Oh
if
gosh,
I'm uncomfortable. You have to be.
Oh God.
We both have to be uncomfortable.
Okay.
All right. So
he seems very sweet, and he gave you equal praise with equal admonishment.
Yeah,
so
I think
everyone's entitled to their opinion, and thank you, Chris. And I don't know if I'm so cynical and jaded that I don't know if there's a celebrity that would push any product over the edge for me. I'm trying to think, like, who would it be? Like, if Ewan McGregor said, like, no,
okay,
I don't like him that much.
There's one. What's the goopster's real name? What's her name?
Oh, Gwyneth.
If Gwyneth actually put one out, a candle that actually smelled like her vagina and not like soap,
you would do it? You buy it?
I would buy it. Yeah, it's got to smell like her vagina though. Like for real. Like a real vagina. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd buy that.
All right.
Who else's celebrity vagina would I buy?
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty.
Oh, I know. My new favorite person. Jennifer Connelly. God, I'd have to hit that.
She's your new favorite person?
Yeah, I've always liked her, but you know,
I was
even
going to say she's been around for like 30
Yeah.
years.
she's hot.
She was like a teen actress.
I don't know. She's hotter now than ever,
She's
though.
stunning.
Yeah, age is helping that woman.
Yeah.
You know, I want to know which fountain she's drinking from. Okay, Anna.
So if Jennifer Connelly said, buy this thing that's arguably not good for you, would you buy it?
Oh God, no.
That's what I'm saying. So he's basically saying, I don't like the fake meats, but I love Paul McCartney so much. He got me. I'll get him.
Let me put it.
That's what I love about that sentence. It's pure.
Let me put it into real terms. You take people like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who made a career off of, you know, being all pumped up and taking steroids. Arnold Schwarzenegger making, you know, his bones. You know, he wouldn't have ever gotten anywhere without steroids. I mean, Stallone is another one who took steroids. We know this because he was caught with them trying to leave Australia. On and on and on.
Ooh.
These are all celebrities that, you know, they have incredible bodies, right? I wouldn't follow them down that road, the steroid road, you know, and I think a lot of people have. They went, oh, if I just had big muscles, I can be like Schwarzenegger, or Stallone, or The Rock, right? Hollywood is full of those people.
Appearances, yes. And I know it, but like I've been doing this podcast too long for, you know, somebody who I really love. I'm just trying to think of like, who's an actress that I really love that would say like, I took the green tea extract and now I've lost weight. Like, I'm just so far beyond that where I would be like, oh, she's a legend. Like if Meryl Streep was like, everyone loves Meryl Streep, right? She's like the best actress, right? Yeah. If she was like, I took this thing and it kept me young and in shape, I would be like, no, you didn't. Your plastic surgeon nipped and tucked. That's what happened.
Right.
Sorry. And you did, and you had really good work done, like really good work.
Oh,
you went to the best guy, but like, don't tell, you know what I mean? I'm beyond, but I love it.
Yeah, this is different. It's like, it's just so, this is so random. It's like, I'll buy it because Paul McCartney endorses it. And let's do a Villa Capelli ad.
Okay. And then you want me to read the other thing?
Ben Scott Thomas's, the one he sent me.
Okay. Villa Capelli, oddly enough, is a vegan superfood. I don't know if you guys know this. It really is.
Hey, Chris.
Olive oil is a vegan superfood.
It is. It's the only fruit juice I support. It's a fruit juice.
It's a fruit juice.
Yeah.
It's the most delicious olive oil on the planet. You will taste the difference, especially if you've only been buying grocery store olive oil. And then you go and get, excuse me, your hands on some Villa Capelli. It's so goddamn good. It's goddamn good.
It's the best, Jerry.
The best. The best.
Yeah.
You got to get it. Go to villacapelli.com. That's CAPPELLI. Or you can just click the banner ad at vinnietortorich.com. Get your hands on that Villa Capelli olive oil. Use the discount code Vinnie, VINNIE. You'll get 10% off your order. Here's what Vinnie and I recommend. Just spring for the 3-liter tin. I will say this. Nobody has ever regretted getting the 3-liter tin. Not once in the history of man.
In the 10 years we've been advertising, has anyone said?
No, in fact, it's always the opposite. It's always like,
this is not.
I went for it. And I got it, and holy shit, it's so good. I'm like, I know.
You know, the one that gets me is when I'm doing the consult, sometimes people will say, hey, man, I know you've been talking about Villa Capelli for 10 years. We finally got some. Oh, my God. And I'm like.
That's what it is every time. I've never heard ever 10 years, a negative thing, ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get your hands on some. Use the discount code Vinnie, VINNIE. Please place your order. I don't know how much longer he's going to have it in stock this summer because he always runs out before the next harvest. So get over there and order it. Stake your claim. That's the phrase I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Ben Scott Thomas wrote you an email.
Explain to the audience who Ben Scott Thomas is.
Ben Scott Thomas is the brother of Serena Scott Thomas and also your friend.
Yeah, he's my brother-in-law, and we are very close. But Ben is not someone who just sends stuff. Let me say a couple of things about Ben.
Yeah.
Ben does not send stuff just because. Like I hardly, usually if he sends me something with motorcycles or something like that, or something to do with bird hunting or whatever, but it's rare. And Ben, this is not a political thing, even though they bring up politics in the second half of it. Ben is not politically motivated in any way, shape, or form. As a matter of fact, we've never talked. I never talk politics anyway with anyone. That would turn me off right away. But I kind of know where his politics are. So this has.
I don't understand UK politics anyway, but
Yeah,
glancing this
they don't-
article, it doesn't seem that inflammatory.
No, it's not. No, so go on and read this.
It's actually just four or five paragraphs. It's not that long. But it's interesting. It's in an organization called Countryside Alliance.
Yeah.
From that site. Tim Bonner writes the article, exposing vegan myths is crucial for the countryside's survival. It is no secret that assumption is the mother of all failures. That's such a British way of putting it. Assuming makes an ass out of you and me.
Yeah.
Yet both Tesco and Oxfordshire County Council have been made to look very stupid this week by assumptions about vegan food. Tesco was hauled over the coals. Tesco is like their Ralph's or whatever.
Well, no, let me explain. Tesco is, they're everywhere in England. England is, Anna's been there. If you've never been there, the whole country is like one small town, and right. Tesco is everywhere. They have
Tesco's like Kroger or Ralph's.
They have convenience store styles all the way up to like a full-on grocery store.
Yep.
It's called Tesco.
Tesco was hauled over the coals by the Advertising Standards Authority, ASA, for claiming that swapping beef burgers for its vegan Plant Chef burgers, quote, can make a difference to the planet, end quote. Unfortunately for Tesco, it had not a jot of evidence that this was the case. And given that the heavily processed vegan burgers included ingredients shipped from all over the world, the ASA told Tesco that the adverts must not appear again in their current form. The supermarket must also ensure that it does not make environmental claims about its products in the future unless it holds sufficient evidence to substantiate them. Meanwhile, in Oxfordshire, the Liberal, Democrat, Labour, and Green cabinet, oh, I see, this is the political part, which runs the county council, decided that it would be a great wheeze to insist that the food provided at council meetings is plant-based on the assumption that this is better for the environment. Unfortunately, when a Green councillor tweeted a picture of the first plant-based lunch, it included a range of delicacies like watermelon, kiwi, and mango, which were obviously not grown in Oxfordshire and would have racked up a huge number of food miles. Not only were assumptions about the environmental benefits at least questionable, but the lunch cost Oxfordshire taxpayers £160 more than the month before as well.
Wow.
These examples matter not because there's any problem with people adopting plant-based diets, but because the assumption that moving from meat to a non-meat diet always provides a benefit for the environment. As Tesco has learned, that is an assumption that cannot just be made. The judgment should not be meat bad, plant-based good, but locally sourced and sustainably produced good, food miles and heavily processed bad. Red meat produced in Britain is among the most sustainable in the world. Despite the endless propaganda, cattle and sheep account for just 3.7% of UK carbon emissions. If you include the carbon stored in grassland and, unlike some plant-based products, very little meat consumed in the UK comes from systems that deplete rainforests and generate large amounts of emissions. Knowing where your food comes from and how it is produced is far more important than whether it is animal or vegetable. Challenging assumptions about the benefits of some plant-based products and the casual denigration of livestock farming matters, because if they are allowed to go unchallenged, they threaten the sustainability of both the planet and the countryside. Amen, Tim Bonner.
Here's the thing. I don't talk about this much. Fuck it. I'll talk about it today.
Okay. Mention it all.
John is Kristen's longtime boyfriend.
Okay.
John, his actual name, runs.
You're talking about Kristen Scott Thomas.
Kristen Scott Thomas.
Okay.
We have a lot of new people. By the way, folks, my sister-in-law is a celebrity and pretty big celebrity. She's been in everything. You've seen her in everything.
She's in Slow Horses right now, which is awesome.
Yeah, she's one of the producers and one of the main characters in Slow Horses. She's done everything. What's some of her movies? Four Weddings and a Funeral.
English Patient.
English Patient. She was up for an Oscar for that.
Oh, she was in this past season of the most recent season of Fleabag. Look at Lauren's out there watering the roses.
Horse Whisperer. My sister-in-law is pretty famous. And even more famous in Europe. And she's actually knighted by the Queen. And she's Lady Kristen something.
Dame.
Dame.
Aren't they dames?
Yeah, Dame.
She's a real dame.
She's a real dame. She's got dams. I know it's odd when you hear me and I'm kind of gruff and you go, wait, that's the family you look to. And it's like, it's weird. But John.
It's weird that they let you sit down for Christmas dinner.
Yeah,
you don't have to eat in the mudroom. Okay.
No, they let me eat with the rest. And
that's nice.
I asked Serena one time, I said, what is your family? She goes, oh, they all love you. And I said, but the British, they if anything is off just a little bit, with society and the whole thing. And I don't come from any part of any kind of society. I grew up on a bayou, I was born in a shotgun shack, literally. And how do they measure me, right? And she goes, oh, you're such a hybrid. You're such an anomaly that they find you very interesting.
Yeah.
So,
he's a peculiar one.
Yeah, like they can't.
Oh, Vinny. He's so salt of the earth.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, I'm that guy. I'm somewhat of a Renaissance man to them. So somehow I get a, a card. They go, okay, he's got this card and he gets
got a pass.
Yeah. And so they find me interesting in a way that because they can't wrap their mind around this, right? They can't wrap their mind around Cajun guy. So
they've never been to the bayou, so let's just keep it that way.
And then they I'm this weird type. They'll go, well, does he know how to ride a horse? Yes, he's very good at it. Oh, okay. Well, he fits into that society. And, they put, look, they put a shotgun in my hand this Christmas.
You can shoot.
And everyone was looking to see, well, can the guy from, does he even know how to hold the gun and the whole thing? And of course, I've been hunting my entire life and I've been shooting sporting clays and trap and skeet for a gazillion years, literally millions of rounds. My finger has arthritis from squeezing triggers millions of times. So they were, oh, he can do that too. And so it's a weird dichotomy of, he doesn't come from the ilk, but he knows how to do certain things. I didn't mean to go off on the thing, but we're staying at John's mansion.
Yeah.
And John is a super nice guy. He is one of the smartest people I think I've ever met. And I've met Fortune 400. That's right, 400 folks. There's actually a Fortune 400. I've met the heads of Fortune 400 companies. I'm going to go ahead and say that John is probably one of the brightest human beings. He's on a level that I can't even pretend to understand. He runs a little news organization called Bloomberg News. Don't know if you've heard of it, but he runs that. John watched my movie. It wasn't even out yet, but he watched it. He and Kristen, and had a lot of questions, and I'm talking about Beyond Impossible, and thought it was intriguing and interesting, and brought up a lot of questions because Bloomberg doesn't just go with the flow, right? They're not on the left and on the right. They're just looking for that universal truth that I'm always talking about, right? And he was asking about, he goes, well, they're talking about, how cows are messing up the environment and, greenhouse gases and all this stuff. I went, you're looking at it right there. I got some of the smartest people. I have Mittlerner in my movie. I have Frederick Lacroix in my movie. And he saw these people and he's interested in these people and what they're doing. And he's going, wow, this is all out there, but this is not what you're seeing, right? And I'm glad that on a different level, they took Tesco to and said, hey, you're doing this is not right. And they looked at what this Green Party's doing, go, look, you're doing this. It's exactly what I brought up in the movie. Most of this stuff is made in China. It takes dinosaur juice to get it from China to here.
Right.
And then when you get it here, you have to manufacture it. They don't manufacture it there. They're just sending over the pieces and parts. And then they manufacture it here. That's more CO2 carbons into the, if you think you're saving the earth by eating a Beyond something or any of this stuff, an Impossible Burger, if you think you're saving the earth, you're not. As a matter of fact, you're making it worse, not better. And your taste buds, your taste buds
sounds like you're from Birmingham.
Yeah. Are not any better off because of it at all. You're not doing yourself a favor by doing this stuff. So stop it.
Well,
stop it. You're not saving animals by being vegan. Stop. The guy, Chris, even said when we were, he was like, yeah, you got me there. Killing sentient beings left and right. There's no two ways about it. You know, this guy, John, has to go out, Farm Boy John has to go out every night, and he hires people to go out and they have to shoot defenseless animals so that these soybeans can go to market so that you can have your fucking tofurkey. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Zero sense. Okay.
But see, that's why I like your movie, because it brings up those points. I mean, listen, environmental stuff is a concern to me.
Me too.
But like even more so, like, for example, choosing the packaging that we chose for the spices I was like, well, if I'm going to start something, I don't want to start with a whole bunch of plastic. That was my choice. But there were so many other considerations in it. First of all, it had to be made in America. I wasn't going to outsource stuff from China because I'm just not like, why not give Americans the business? You know, I'm so a fan of local. Like, I'm so a super fan of local, but you know, you have to figure out what's going to work and what's not going to work. And I frankly don't want to feed people all this processed stuff that's like been all over the world and touched plastic. I just don't.
Right.
So I don't know. It's a tough thing. And I think that like the more that people can ask questions of where their food comes from, the better. And it's obviously like when you're talking about the way that we eat, which is a lot of fresh meat, and then you're eating fresh vegetables. Obviously, you want things to come from places close by as best as possible. Yeah, and it's not always possible. It's not always possible. That's the thing.
But it doesn't have to come from
I don't need to
Chile
eat
or somewhere like that.
Exactly.
You know?
I don't need steaks from Chile. Let's just try to keep it local. But I also know that sometimes pie in the sky, because we have to do NSNG on a budget sometimes. And I get that. And, you know, you have to, some days things will be available and other days things won't be available, but at least try to find out where your food comes from. And it is so funny that we do these Villa Capelli ads, because we love Villa Capelli and they do sponsor the show, and that's a huge help. But it is funny when we have to turn into sales mode, when it's something that we actually really love and believe in. And then that people are like, well, I'm so used to being sold some bullshit. I'm so used to the celebrity endorsing the thing that's not good for you, that you guys are probably endorsing something that's not even good for us. And it is a cognitive disruption for people. And it was for us too, because we at first really wanted to be able to do the podcast without ever taking sponsors but we have to pay for the podcast.
Oh, listen.
So why not do it ethically from people that we love to align with?
You know, as you know, every now and then we had like a beef company. We were the first people to talk about squatty potty. I still use my squatty potties. I have them all over the house here. I love my squatty potty. We had, but the bottom line is, and every month I have to make a decision. Do I take on sponsorship? Because if, you know, we have Villa Capelli, but if we start not getting enough money, people doing the super fan and going to, you know,
we're going to have to take on more.
I would have to have 2 or 3 sponsors in this show. I try to keep this show free. And what I mean is, I like to be in the plus column by a little bit, because there's months when we're not in the plus column.
Right.
But the bottom line is it's touch and go every month. I don't have to put a dime in my pocket. I don't from this show, but I need to make enough money. You know, there's Anna, there's, Debbie, we mentioned, there's Megan, there's Gina, there's Bill Meadows, there's Lois, Scott Mulvaney. All of these people work for the show, right? And they need a paycheck. This is their part of their livelihood. Some of them a big part of their livelihood. And I've always said, I don't have to make a dime on this show at all. This is not about me making money on a podcast. Every time we have people over and they go, you do a podcast? Yeah. How many? I do 5 a week. Whoa, 5 a week. Yeah. How much money you make on that thing? This is the first thing people say to me.
Isn't that funny? Like you would never be like,
pay?
oh, you're the executive vice president at the Massengill Douche Company. How much money do you make?
Yeah.
But they say that when you do something weird, like do podcasts. Oh, you do voiceover? You must make millions.
I know.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Well,
people have said that to me so many times. I'm like, millions.
Isn't it weird that when you have these kind of jobs, they think it's okay to ask what you make. They don't really say what you make. They go, how does that work? Or do you make a living off of that? Or you must make a living. You're doing 5 a week. And when I tell them, I'll say, oh, I don't draw salary from it at all. And then they think it's some kind of tax thing. I say, oh, so obviously it's like, no, I make enough money to pay for the podcast,
right,
to run. And then, of course, they're looking around going, well, how do you pay for everything around? It's like, don't ask. It's, I don't ask how you make a living. It becomes a weird thing. Right. But yeah, I don't make money on this podcast.
If anybody out there is the executive vice president at Massengill Douche Company, please reach out and tell us how much you make.
I want to know how much
I want to know.
And
do you get a corporate discount?
Yeah, exactly.
And does the Gooper's vagina candle smell like a vagina?
I mean, isn't Massengill, isn't that just basically vinegar? What's it?
That's what a douche is, vinegar and water, right? You just shoot it up there with an enema bag.
And that's
what my grandmother used to do.
That can't be healthy, right? You're getting rid of flora and fauna.
No, I think the vagina is a self-cleaning mechanism.
Yeah, it gets rid of what it needs to get. I mean,
yeah.
That was just a thing for a while in history, right? I mean, remember those ads?
It sounds like a terrible. You go, oh God, I should that. Hey, mom. Hey, mom. I love when she talks to her mom. Mother, do you ever get that not so fresh feeling? We're done with this show.
No, we're not.
You guys know what to do. We have a super fan page at vinnietordrich.com. If you've lost a certain amount of weight, let's say you're one of the new micro people, you've lost some weight, you're down 30, 40, 50 pounds. You know what's cool is people will go to the super fan page and as a thank you, give some money in the amount of the weight that they've lost. Or you can do like a monthly thing, $5 a month, $10 a month. We rely on the super fan page. As Vinny said, he's got to pay the bills. We also have an Amazon, what's it called? An Amazon affiliate program, but it's not really even that complicated. You just go to vinnietordrich.com first before you go to amazon.com, click through that banner ad and just do your shopping. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it helps give the podcast a little commission, a little taste, a little coal in the fire.
Yeah.
What else, Vinny? What other things do we spew? You should watch Beyond Impossible.
Listen,
if Chris can learn from Beyond Impossible,
anyone can.
Anyone can.
Debbie, we want to get Chris on the show. Anna Vocino has some powders, but good luck getting those things open from what I hear. Anna, what's that all about? People are going, oh, I can't get the thing open.
There's been a couple people on Twitter who are very mad.
I don't even have fingernails. Look at this.
It's like it's a paper canister and then with a metal top and you open it like Tinker Toys. Like, you remember Tinker Toys?
Yeah.
It's like a Tinker Toy top.
Yeah.
And we did it so that that stuff just disintegrates when it's done, when it's thrown in the trash, and you can throw the metal lids in the recycling, because you can actually recycle metal. Unlike, oh, by the way, there's a huge article that came out that plastic's not even recyclable. Like they have to heat it to such high temperatures that it just poisons our air. Cool. Anyway, the canisters they're like old fashioned canisters, like what canisters used to be.
I keep them out right on a thing.
They're cute to keep out. And then you remember to use them.
Yeah. I just throw them on my meat. And yeah, it works like a charm. So go check that out.
Yeah,
Anna,
we probably I probably shouldn't have even brought it up because now people are going to write me. Don't write me, you guys.
All right, Anna. She doesn't want
There was a lot of thought put into this design. It took 18 months. And I'm not going to put them in plastic. By the way, also too, it makes the shipping very, very less. And we like very, very less shipping. Because you know what's up right now? Gas prices. Do you know what's headed northward? Shipping prices.
everything.
Everything.
Anna, I got to do this. Sorry. You ready?
Yeah, we need it. Do it. I know what you're going to do.
I'd rather not talk about it. Hey, I used to change your diapers. Talk. Sometimes I just don't feel fresh, even after I shower. Sounds like it's time for Massengill. Massengill, the only douche with Effectol. I use it.
Massengill with Effectol washes away odor in seconds for confidence that lasts.
Effectol.
I love that they're telling women that their pussy stink.
Should I have all the confidence in the world? Thanks.
I used to change your diapers.
I used to wait.
Mom, I think you need to change my diaper because my pussy stinks.
This is from 9 years earlier.
No more vinegar and water douches for me. They're such a bother.
Jane, look. Massengill has a new vinegar and water disposable douche. It's convenient.
No artificial anything? Just vinegar and water?
The ingredients many doctors recommend, but this is pre-mixed, pre-measured, sanitary.
No more bother. Look how cleverly it's designed.
Only
Here's the thing, Anna.
Wait, turn off the video.
No, we could play this because.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that we could play that.
All right, so Anna, here's the thing.
Oh God.
We know now that vinegar up your hoo-ha is not good, right?
Well, I don't think it's necessarily bad. Like vinegar is a really great cleaning product when it's diluted with water. I don't know if you want to put
Anna,
it
I wash
inside
it
your
down- I
vagina.
wash my counters down with vinegar.
Exactly.
It can't be good for a vagina.
I don't think you want to do the because we have a microbe issue, like we have like your gut flora, like when the babies are born, they prefer the vaginal birth because they get the flora, the bacteria from the mother's vagina, and that like protects their immune system, right? So they say that babies who are born on the C-section don't get that protection, and they have a tendency to have more sickness and allergies. So we want the vagina to be balanced with bacteria.
Yeah, I like a good balanced vagina.
Right, exactly. Who doesn't?
Yeah, who wants one that's way to the left or way to the right? Right, you want a good balanced vagina.
Yeah, you do. My
You know,
my
sometimes
Aura
one
ring just
labia
gave me
hangs a little lower than the other labia, and you go, "Oh, that's not a balanced vagina."
no, we want a
What was
balanced vagina. No,
Yeah.
balanced vagina, not balanced labia. It doesn't have anything to do with the labia.
I know, but yeah, I'm just if you want to balance it, you want it to all
Now
be
you need to play sugar walls.
sugar walls. I got a song. I just figured
My
out. All
my
right.
Aura ring just shamed me and said, "Isn't it time you got up and stretched your legs a bit?" My Aura ring talks to me like how the Massengill douche lady talks. Isn't it time you douched with Massengill? It's no mess. I can see him. He's working. He's furiously searching the YouTube. How many YouTube windows do you have open right now? 16,
Like 1,000.
17?
But I did find the perfect song for the end of the show.
Oh, good.
Can
Which
you
is
imagine
now.
what it is?
Now is the end
Folks,
of the show.
Yeah. So, folks, you know what to do. Before you go to Amazon, go to VinnieCharters.com, click through the banner, puts a little coal in the fire, gets our train down the track. Check out everything Anna Vocino's doing over at annavocino.com, over at eathappykitchen.com. Go check it all out. She's got it over there. Now, for the cool kids, we're going to turn off the video and we're going to play a little something special for you guys that's pertaining to vagina.